Hello there, you found Texas style barbecue and cuisine. I'm Chef Johnny, and today we broke out the Dutch ovens again. I have a new one that was just sent to me from the Overmont company. It's a 6-quart, about a 12-inch oven. They don't count theirs 10, 12, 14s. They go 6-quart, 9-quart, but this is about a number 12. And I tell you what, we're going to give this a try, and inside of it, we're going to make a cornbread taco bake, and we're going to show you how that's done as soon as we come back. Like I said, I just got this oven in the other day. They're a camping company. You'll see them on eBay. You'll see them on Amazon, shipping these things everywhere. I got this one in, and it's the first time that I've ever had an oven with these kind of feet on the lid. And we're going to give you some close-ups where you can see that. But Camp Chef, I know, has some of these. I don't own a Camp Chef, but I've seen them before. But you could, that way you can turn this over and put it on the fire also. It's got a nice flat bottom where you can turn it into a skillet or something like that. Brown your meat in it. This dish, if you wanted to brown your meat in here first, it'd work great for that. And when I'm looking at ovens, one thing I look at is how does the lid fit? So we put the lid on, put it down. It doesn't have a whole lot of play in it, so that's good. It doesn't wobble on there, so that means it's good and flat, so I like those. This is the only drawback I saw of this particular oven. This bell handle, I do like this. One side, the bell stays up. One side, the bell's down. But if the bell's up and you spin this, you can spin to get, every 15 minutes. When we rotate the lid, you can do that. With the handle down, these ears that are in here, this one and this one, catch on that bell handle. So you can't make that spin all the way around. So if you've got it over the fire, you want to make sure that which that doesn't hurt anyways, that your bell handle's up. Or I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lid out to the barn, grab my grinder, and I'm just going to, these are kind of a beveled lid, I'm just going to take the edges off of each one where they're not quite as wide and make it where it will spin freely so that you don't have a problem rotating that lid and your cooks that are, you'd get to that 30-minute mark and you couldn't turn it because every 15 minutes we rotate it 45 or 90 degrees. And so that would be a problem, and that's the only problem I really see. And it's got a beautiful eagle. I'll give you a close-up of that. Coming down to land on top of it, it's called Overmont, and I guess that eagle is over the mountain because there's a mountain down here below. But beautiful top, and this is kind of my knock on all Dutch ovens today. Used to the old lodges only had a number on them. They'd give you a 10, a 12, a 14, a 16, that was it. And now you see them with deer on them, you see them with elk on them, you see them with different animals, you see them with the Boy Scout logos. All these different things are on the lids, plus the names. Lodge has got their name on theirs. Camp Chef, Camp Made. I have a Camp Made oven that I like that's like that. But what happens is it's hard to clean. So you got to make sure you got you a good brush to clean it to get the ash out of the grooves from that. And that's every oven today. I don't think there's any that don't have their name on it. But anyways, not a bad looking oven. Feet are good. It comes pre-seasoned. So if you want to season it again before you get going, you're more than welcome to do that. But that's kind of a review of this oven. Now, we're going to get the ultimate way to find out how this oven works is how does it cook. So we're going to cook in it. We're going to get the Dutch oven table out. We're going to make a cornbread taco bake today. And you just use a cornbread mix. Me, I like camping videos for camping. This is a great camping dish. We take this along with us. We can pre-make part of the ingredients. And we're going to use a pre-made cornbread. This is actually from Pioneer Flour Mills. It's actually Morrison's Mexican cornbread mix. But we're going to use a Mexican cornbread. And we're going to mix that with some ground meat, some onions, some Rotel tomatoes. And we're going to make a taco bake. We'll show you how to do that right now. Also, with this oven, one thing they did give you is they give you a lid lifter. Now, if you'll notice, it's kind of short. So you can come in, you can hook your lid, you can pick it up, everything you need to do like that. But I'm going to tell you this. If you have a lid full of hot coals, your hand's going to get hot. So even though this is a nice little lid lifter, it is a handy one. When you get to handling coals, you're going to want to have a longer handle to get your hand up away from those coals. Other than that, nice little lid lifter comes with your oven. And the other thing I would say is online they talk about these, they give you all the information, but in the box I got from them, there was not any literature at all. And I think it would have been nice maybe to have that online information in the box on a piece of paper. It may have just been because they shipped it to me and it wasn't included in there. But I think it would be nice to have that information with it. But anyways, it is online and they give you all that information and they give you this nice little lid lifter to go with it. Charcoal's ready to go. I've got my charcoal heated up well, got a whole chimney of it. Probably not going to need that much, but just set that up. We're going to show you how we're doing this. I like to take this dish camping. So since we do it camping, some of y'all that have watched me before know that's getting hot, I can tell you that. Dump those out and get it out of the way. That's out of the way. I'm going to put a little extra charcoal under it to start off with. You could brown your meat there or brown your meat before you go put it in a Ziploc. That's what we did today. So we're going to get the bottom of this hot. We're going to saute some onions in it and get our ground meat heating up. So like I said, we're gonna get some charcoal in here. I'm going to move some coals around, but if we're going to set this up, it calls for a 425 degree fire, but we are going to saute first. So we want a little bit hotter. So we're going to get more coals underneath. 425. 12-inch oven, that's 24 plus 2, that's 26 charcoals. If we want to go up another 75 degrees, it's 2 charcoals for every 25 degrees, so that's another 6. So that's 32 charcoals. Well, I'm going to start out with about 32 underneath so that we can saute everything that's going in first. We'll set this right up on top. Let it start getting hot. Take my lid lifter. Lid's off. Now, put a little oil in there. Let's saute some onions. Just going to coat the bottom real good with cooking oil. I'm going to drop my onions in. Now, if you wanted to, you could chop your onions on location, or you could bring them already diced up and just label them what they're for. Sometimes when we're out camping, we'll have our meals already cut up, ready to go, and it's labeled of which one's which. So just mark these for your taco cornbread taco bake. And we're going to put these onions in and just start getting them soft. Now, if I was going to cook my hamburger meat here, I would put the hamburger meat in, start getting it brown, then put in my onions. But my hamburger meat's already cooked today. We've got it in a Ziploc, brought it along with us, right? So it's faster, it's easier. Don't spend your whole day in the kitchen when you want to be out camping and having fun. Onions are starting to look clear. So I'm just going to take my Ziploc of ground meat. It's 1 pound of ground meat, the diced up small 1 onion. Put those in together. I'm just going to cook this till the onions are translucent and the meat's hot. Next step is our onions are soft, meat's got hot. We're going to put in a can of just Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies. This is the original, so it's not too hot. If you're a fan of heat, then you can get the hotter ones. But that's in. And I'm just going to take a package of taco seasoning, whatever brand you like. We've got a Pioneer mix for Mexican cornbread, but I got a Lowry's taco seasoning. Just a 1 ounce package. It'll season 1 pound of meat. So that goes in. And we're going to stir it in real good. Top of that now, we're going to take a can of just Bush's beans. These are their Bush's chili beans. Put that right on top of our meat. Spread those around evenly. And you want to drain those beans well. Don't want all the liquid from them. Next step, going to mix up our Mexican cornbread. We need 1 egg. It's in there. I'm going to go ahead and whisk. Oh, got a piece of shell in there. Let's get that out. I'm going to whisk this up good. And then I'm going to take our Morrison's Mexican cornbread mix, tear it open. And again, this was made by Pioneer here a while back. Pioneer sent me a bunch of products to do some reviews for them and put on the channel. And this is something that was left over from those, so we thought we'd use it today. That's ready to go. I'm going to add a little milk, 2/3 of a cup to that. And that's it, folks. This is an easy recipe. Won't take you all day to cook. Now, we're just going to take our cornbread, pour it in. Now remember, it told us to bake this at 425 degrees. So that bottom is probably already hotter than that. We're going to get it off the charcoal, move some coals around, and we're just going to spread our cornbread mixture around our pan. Take our little lid lifter, we're going to move it off. And now we have 32 charcoals. So I'm going to put 10 on bottom, rest are going to get moved up to the top. That's it. I'm going to go 15 minutes and we'll spin this oven around. We're 15 minutes in, so we're going to check this. Normally, wouldn't take the lid off, but this says 15 to 20 minute cook. So let's see what it looks like. Move that. And you can look and tell that top is not ready. The bottom's cooking well. Top is not. So we're going to give this a spin. And what we do is, a lot of y'all seen me do this before. Pick it up, 90 degrees. Then we're going to take our lid and put it back to the starting position. And I don't think 20 is going to do it, so we're going to go about another 15 minutes, then we'll check it again. Let's look. I tell you, you can see it's starting to pull away from the edges. That's telling me the bottom is ready, but this top isn't browning yet. So I want it to cook more on top. So I'm going to move that to the side, take my tongs, and I'm going to take all the heat off of the bottom of this oven. Even though it's been 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and spin it. Lid's back on. I can read the Overmont, so I know it's the right direction. And I tell you what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stack some coals up on top. Going to let this go about 10 minutes. We'll check it again. We're going to check this. You can see I kind of loaded up the charcoal on top, trying to cook that top all the way through. We're just going to take my knife here and put it in. Pull it out. It pulled out clean, so that tells me it's cooked. Didn't get the browning I wanted, but you can see it's pulling away from the edges here. That bottom out had been a little bit hot when I put all this in there, but it's cooked up well, so let's let it cool a little bit, and we'll see how this cornbread taco bake turned out. That cornbread pulled back away from the sides. That's one of the clues to look when you're breaking bread, but I'm just going to cut some of this out. See if we can put it in a bowl and see how it turned out. See how this oven cooked it up. Well, it didn't stick to the bottom, I can tell you that. This bake looks good. We'll give it a taste, see if it tastes all right. Not bad. You know, I think I might have left a little more of the juice off those beans in there. I tell you what, not bad at all. This wasn't a bad little oven. I thought it cooked just fine. The heat seemed to distribute well. No complaints. I can fold this over and let y'all see it didn't burn on the bottom, didn't stick. Again, it's got that rougher texture. These newer ovens aren't smooth like the old ones. They're just coarse so that this pre-seasoning sticks. You can always sand those down and get rid of that. But not a bad little oven at all. Beautiful top on it with that eagle flying in. But it's a nice little oven. No complaints at all. Overmont's where it comes from. So check them out if you get a chance. Thanks for stopping by Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. Always appreciate it. Let people know we cook things up in Dutch ovens here. We really enjoy that Dutch oven cooking. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we're going to see you down the road on Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine.
How them boys put food away beats all I've ever seen.